here comes that beautiful mould again. It's been really annoying me that I haven't been able to get some sort of fancy effect with this, other than the beautiful edge. So I'm going to have a bit more of a play with it. The effects I'm after are either Larimar or fireworks, or, you know, I should be a bit over this by now because it's all getting a bit old hat. But it's really annoying me that I can't do it. So this time I'm going to go straight in just for the firework effect, which I believe I've had a lot of advice since the last video attempt at making a fancy effect in a live edge mould. And I believe I will be using a different resin, so a slightly thicker resin this time. And I should be making my white dots a lot more opaque. So let's see how we get on. Right, let me introduce you to the cast. You've all met Kermit. Right, stop being silly. Emerald green is the first pigment I'm going to use. And this is a pigment paste. People will probably now be going, no, I didn't say pigment paste, I said ink. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try that beautiful pigment paste. And I'm also going to try a bit of peacock blue. And of course we've got white. So I'm doing this whole thing with pigment pastes. The resin I'm using, I thought people were using a deep pour resin to do these things, so a lot less viscous. Turns out that may not be the case. Problem is the one that I've been following for instructions won't actually say what the resin is. There's just a brand name mentioned, so that wasn't really helpful. Anyway, I've been looking since at the videos from Sherry Vegas, T&, Petra Gebracht, I hope I've pronounced your name right, Petra, and a couple of others. And it looks like it is perhaps a more of a regular resin. So I'm going to go for fireworks, I think, and I'm going to need those, but I'm going to need these different colours in here. So mixing up the resin here, as you can see, and I'll be back with you in a moment once it's all mixed. It all looks mixed to me, so let's put my colours out of the way. We're going to obviously need to split these into some pots. Got clear, so we want some, quite a bit I think, of the colour that's going to go at the outer edge, which will be my dark blue, I think. Peacock blue. And then I'm going to need some white mixed up in my little needle tip bottle. So hopefully that is sort of split about thereabouts between the 4 pots. So I believe I need some clear at the end. I really should have watched these videos better and made notes, shouldn't I? The crafters I just mentioned explain it so very well. I really should. But I get all excited and just want to come and do it, which is probably not the best methodology, is it? Be some sort of miracle if I succeed with this. Right. Peacock. I think the fact remains that I just like to have a go and mess about myself. So no matter how much information I get, I will always end up just messing about. So these pigments then are from Just For You Online, as is the resin. I said it's a 1-to-1, so it's a medium viscosity, regular 24-hour to cure type of thing. Also from Just For You Online, it's called Apex High Gloss. And isn't this blue gorgeous? There we are. So that's the blue. Get another stirry thing. Right, emerald green. I'm thinking the blue for the outside because I think the more transparent rather than the pearlescent colours like this one, I think are probably the best way to get the sparkle around the edge to show up. Oh, that's a shame. That had formed like a skin on the top of it. I didn't think it would do that. There we are. There's our emerald. I'm going to try and leave them a little bit see-through though. I don't want these colours completely opaque. And then I'm going to need white. Now, I tried inks and things before. I'm told that actually proper pigment is the way to go with the dots. And you need it to be a lot more opaque than last time I messed with this. So we're going to be using the Supreme White. Oops, paste, which is here. And I'm going to put quite a bit in. This goes a long way actually, you don't need much, but because I had nowhere near the opacity that I needed last time, I've put quite a good sized blob there. Now I shall be using my needle tip bottles again. Let's make sure this is properly white this time. That looks pretty darn white to me. Let's make sure I've got it all off the stick and into the pot. Looks like it. Right, so first thing to do is going to be put some into a bottle, and this time I've got bigger squeezy bottles. I thought that might be easier for my little fingers. And I think somewhere I have got a little funnel. Where have I put my little funnel is the question. Maybe I haven't got a little funnel. Oh, okay, so this is going to be interesting. I could make a funnel out of a bottle, of course, or something. But anyway, watch me make a mess with this, because I'm going to try and pour it straight from the little pot. Let's put the mould out of the way. I really need to get some more of those little tiny funnels. Yes, last time people said I needed it to be whiter. I needed to use a pigment rather than ink. And I needed to make my, dots bigger, less dots. Generally, yeah, something like that. So I'm going to, God, I'm waffling. So I'm going to go for that. So there is my white, which is now all over my gloves as well. Please tell me, are any of you actually not messy crafters? I think it goes with the territory myself. Anyway, we're now which colour for the outer edge? I'm still wondering whether I want a bit more green in that, but I think you do need it to be pretty see-through. It wants to be fairly deep to be dramatic, doesn't it really? Now apparently we let it sit for a few minutes to thicken up. So I'm going to do that. I don't know whether people meant in the pot or in the mould. So they're in the, obviously they're in the pots at the moment. I'm going to leave them in their pots, and I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up while I wait for those to thicken. And people have said to me 20 minutes is a guide. So okay, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay, I'm back. It's been 20 minutes. This still looks pretty runny to me. Tianart said for most of these sort of, bloom effects and all the other sort of fancy effects, I'm sure she said that you wanted like a thick honey. Well, I don't know what thick honey looks like, but I think that might be a little bit too runny still. I don't know. Let's give it a go, because it has been 20 minutes, so we'll see what happens. I mean, if it needs to be thicker, why don't we just use one of those really thick fast cure resins, because they're thicker to start with. Don't know. Well, that's gone right into the middle. People have been saying no, just pour it around the edges, but it has actually gone right into the middle. It could be another one of these pretty messes that I make. I've made quite a lot of pretty messes lately. Sometimes you end up with really nice effects from where you mess up. But I would like to crack this one, even if I'm a bit late to the party on it. Now, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I just felt like I wanted to pull the blue up the sides a little bit. This mould, let me talk to you about this mould. Since I've done a couple of videos using it, people have gone, ooh, look at that mould. No, it wasn't hideously expensive. So anyway, yes. But the thing I was going to say was, last time I checked, everybody was still telling me that they were out of stock, which I can imagine would happen a lot. It was from Etsy, so it's I think it really is handmade, and we know how long things take to make. So it could be that, there's a couple available and then they're sold, and a couple available and sold, because, that's what it's like making things, isn't it? I think we understand better than most, don't we? Okay, dots. Is it too soon for the dots? I don't know. So, yes, bigger bottle this time. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this little rubber, this is a little thing that holds the little top on so you don't lose your top. But I think it's going to get on my nerves, so I'll take that off. There's something interesting going on in the middle. It's definitely pulling and moving around. So let's see where we go. So I want bigger dots this time. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put 3 drops. That is already sinking. My theory with this is that whatever this comes out like, it's going to be pretty. Oops, didn't mean to go too close together. What I could have done was get a fatter nibbed bottle, but I happen to have these nice big needle tips. Oh, they're starting to shoot. Oh, keep going, my little beauties, keep going. One of my videos recently I said about me talking to myself, and you all said, oh no, you're talking to us. Thank you. I do imagine I'm talking to you all live. Because you all put nice comments and things on, and you know, it feels like I'm getting to know you all. I know that sounds a little bit crazy when, you know, we can be thousands of miles apart and all that. But yeah, I just want you to know it does mean a lot to me, you put in your little comments, and I've picked up some really useful tips from some of those comments, and just that lovely feel good that I get. It makes me smile getting nice little bits of feedback and so on. It does count for an awful lot, you know, it really does. And yeah, the way I do this, I do imagine that you're all in the room with me and you're all talking to me. And I really appreciate it when people put suggestions and helpful ideas and tips for me. The only ones that really annoy me is when people clearly haven't watched the video. So why don't you do this? And you go, I did. For goodness sake, you know. Now I have gone right into the middle, and I don't know whether I've got enough dots. Now I believe what we do now is we dump clear in the centre. And I'm told dump, don't pour. That was one of the tips that somebody gave me. So the trouble is, it's really hard to get that in the centre and do that. I guessed my volume well there, didn't I? Well, it's definitely doing something. Yay. Now I mixed up too much white, if that's enough. I wonder whether I should go around with another row of dots. Oh, there's a danger of overdoing it, isn't there? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, you'll all be shouting at the screen again, won't you? But as you know, whatever is left in my little bottle isn't going to go to waste, because I will put it into something else. I've usually got some other little moulds on the go around the edges of my table here. Oop. That didn't go where I intended. Well, these are starting to shoot as well. I'm actually a little bit optimistic about this. So thank you ever so much, all those people who've been commenting, posting tips. You're probably looking at it and going, no, she's not doing what I said anyway, after all that. Probably aren't. I'm so scatterbrained and batty. I really should sit and studiously make notes, but my brain doesn't work that way. It used to. Ladies out there, is this a menopause thing? I've had all sorts of funny things happening. Brain fog's a real thing, it really is. And I should be out of this by now. You can't be still getting menopause symptoms after 7 years. But it's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Maybe you can. Especially if it's surgery induced and you weren't ready for it. Maybe that is a thing. Maybe it makes things different. Don't know. Anyway, enough of my personal life. I'm going to carry on just what I'm doing off the corner of the screen here. You probably can't see it. I'm just tipping the remainder into some little jewellery moulds. You know me, I always end up with a load of blanks. What I didn't want to do was end up with not enough to do all the dots and end up having to mix up some halfway through, because I thought if I pour at different stages, it's going to they're all going to act differently. I wanted to make sure I got enough to do it all at the same time, rather than have to come back and do some later. Thank you also to the people who told me how to clean my bottles out. Seems like basically good old alcohol as usual is the answer. So I'm going to stick a load. I've actually just stuck the nozzle of my spray bottle in here. It just happens to fit. Stick a load of that through it, and I'm going to give it a good shake, and I'm going to do it again and again and again until this is all clean. There we go. Right. You know what? I'm just going to walk off and leave that. I could leave it on time lapse, but it's just going to, hopefully, it's just going to keep going. I hope. Oh, what I should do, people put glitter in the middle, don't they? Let's find some blue glitter. There we go. Okay. It's called murmurizing. Or murmurizing, something like that, yes. And it's a sort of a lilac-y blue. So should we have some of that, shall we? And I don't mind that that's going to spread. Now the next question is, do I spritz it with some alcohol spray or not? I know that'll make the glitter sink because it'll break the surface tension. Are these dots still not big enough? They might not be. So yes was my answer to that. I have spritzed it with some alcohol spray. Right, I'm just going to be back and we'll see what happens here. I'll be back in... Well, this stuff takes 24 hours to cure, so I'll be back tomorrow. Bye. Kind of excited and nervous. I've just popped in to check on it, and it's done something weird. It's all slipped over to one side, and their whooshy lines seem to be doing something entirely different. That's odd. I know this table's level, it's on a levelling table. Well, I never. Well, it looks as if it'll be doing something interesting, if not what I intended. Looks like it might be quite pretty. Look what's going on in there. Interesting. Anyway, it's only been about 20 minutes, so I'm going to leave it now and do as I promised. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I'm demoulding this way too early, but look at this. It's still soft, I know. But that wasn't what I was expecting. I've just watched a couple of videos again, and it's, oh, I've done this all horribly wrong, I know. But look. Sorry about my ring light. I'm just gonna have to demold this. I know it's too early, but look at the back. Actually, it's only slightly soft. It's pretty good, actually. Look at that. I don't know why it went to one side. It clearly isn't doing fireworks, but that's beautiful. Let's see what the other side looks like. Oh, rather nice. I don't know what I did or how I did, but I like it. I'm gonna have to watch my own video back to see how I did that. It's not fireworks, it's not flowers, it's not Larimar, it's not anything. It's just pretty. Right, okay, it's late here. I stayed up late so I could have a look at this, how this came out. I'm loving the subtlety of that back in the 3D of it. Put it down, Tracy. Walk away. Walk away. Hang on. Let me just unplug you. The sound's about to go weird, by the way, because I'm just dropping to phone sound. But yeah, I did everything wrong again. But, oh, I say, I rather like the swirly back, which wasn't at all what I was expecting, and I really wasn't expecting this. Sorry about this blooming light. I don't know how else to change that. We'll have a look at this in daylight tomorrow. I wasn't expecting this pull to go to one side. I wasn't expecting to lose the green either. No, there's a bit of green in some, but it's gone into the ends. Weird. You know what? I love it. You know when you do a technique and you get it utterly wrong and everybody's probably going, no, that's not how you do it, Muppet. I thought you'd watch my video. But then it comes out like that. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, it's late here now, and I will do some photos of this tomorrow. In the meantime, if you like this video, even if it wasn't quite what you expected, well, heck, it wasn't what I expected either, would you give me a thumbs up? I'd really appreciate it. It really helps my channel out. Buttons down here, you know where they are. Also, down here, there's a bit of information about the video, like a heading and a description. If you drop that down, the see more thing, just click on the see more. It will tell you more about this video, and also it will give you links to all the products that I'm using. So please do check all that out, because I'm sure you'll be looking at it and going, where did she get that blue from? Where did that mould come from? And so on. It's all down here. Okay, I'll see you for the next video, and I'm about to cut to some photos. Bye everyone.